Hello Stampers, this is Julia Fair and Fair's Craftler, and I am here with another YouTube Tuesday video for you. This week our product of the week is the Forever Lovely stamp set, and today I'll be using the Love You stamp out of the stamp set. I'm going to be featuring a lot of different things in this stamp set this week, so be sure to join me on my blog. It's fairscraftlair.blogspot.com. And the card we're going to be making today is this lovely Love You card. I also like to show you a few different colorways. So this is soft seafoam with lovely lipstick. And again, soft seafoam, lovely lipstick on Whisper White. I'm going to keep the lovely lipstick on this, but I'm going to change it up to be balmy blue and show you a different designer series paper in this pack. And I cannot get enough of this pack of paper, the All My Love designer series paper. There are so many beautiful patterns in here. It's amazing. And I think I'm going to keep using this for a long time, honestly. I'm super excited about it. On one side, they have some smaller images. I don't know if you can see those little hearts. And then some different backgrounds. And that's more the traditional Valentine's colors. And then on the front, they incorporate some more blue and green, and it's a little bit more floral. It's still very Valentine's, but it doesn't have to be. So I really love that about this paper, that we can use it in so many different ways. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is we're going to start by stamping the Love You. All right. I've got my lovely lipstick. And I've got a scrap, just a scrap of Whisper White. I love being able to use up my scraps. Makes life so much easier. I'm one who doesn't like to waste paper, and of course I press straight down and then hold it for a few seconds and pick it back up. All right, that looks really good. And I'm done with my stamping, so I'm going to get that out of the way for you guys. And this is the 1 1/4 inch punch. And I'm going to just center that, and if you notice, I'm holding it up so I can see it, and then my scrap is done. I've got my scrap in right up here, so I'm putting that away there. And then I have a scrap of Balmy Blue, and this is the 1 3/8 inch scallop punch. So I'm just going to punch out a scallop circle from that, and then we're done with the punches. Okay. And as far as our paper goes, I have all my measurements on my blog, but I wanted to show you this. I just cut a strip that's 5 1/4. It's a little bit narrower because I wanted the border at the top and the bottom. And then if you can see here, I scored it at about 3 3/4, and that's just for my guide so that I know where I want to start tearing, okay? And for tearing this, you're going to want to lay it flat, hold the side that you want to be used face down, and then you're going to pull the excess up and away. And what it does is you get this white edge on the paper that you want to see. So I could do it this side, but you see how that white edge isn't there? Yeah, that's not what I want. That's because I'm not pulling up and away the excess that I want. So you always pull up and away. And if I score it, you see how that's fairly straight? And I don't mind if it's not perfect. Okay, so you see there's a divot there, but the line is actually pretty straight. And if I score that first, it helps it to kind of guide along there. It's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. On this one, I didn't have as much of a score line. I did out farther than I wanted to, so I went back and tore it again. But you'll see, if you do score it first, it is a little easier to follow your line. All right, now we're pretty much ready to assemble our card. So that means I need my adhesives, which I didn't have yet. So we got most of them. There we go. And my ribbon's in my drawer right below me, so I'm going to grab that. We just want the lovely lipstick. What is this one? The 1/8 inch grosgrain. Yep. All right, so we're going to start with these guys. I'm just going to put a little bit of snail on the back. And I'm using Balmy Blue with this one. All right. And then what I'm going to do is load the back side of this up with dimensionals. And I want to try to fill in the spaces because I'm going to be attaching the ribbon to this. And when the ribbon is attached to this, I want it to be able to stick to the card really well. That's going to be a little too big. So I'm using some of the mini dimensionals as well, just to fill in some of the gaps. But you could certainly cut your dimensionals if you want to as well. I don't care if the back side looks perfect or not. I just want to make sure that they're there. Okay, so we're going to set that aside for a second and come back to our card base. So I'm going to fold, bone folder, of course, makes a nice sharp crease. I love that I don't have to tuck anything behind on this card. The only thing that we're going to be putting behind any panels is a little bit of ribbon. And that little bit of ribbon is added with the dimensionals. So so I don't have to tuck anything around the edges of a panel and worry about whether or not it's going to look nice. And I'm just lining these. I don't know if you can see, I'm standing it up on my table so I can get the bottom edge nice and straight, and then everything else falls into place. So it's nice and straight. It's on where I want it. And now I can put some snail on the back, and then I could do it the same way, standing it up on the fold, but for the sake of being on camera, I think I'll do it this way. It's a little bit more fun to see. All right, so there we go, got that down. And now what we're gonna do, this is probably the trickiest part after, well, not this part, getting the dimensional backings off is not ever a problem. Ooh, I found these things in some interesting places this week. I really have. So it's so funny where they end up. All right, and now I've got my ribbon. Okay, and I want to look at the front side. I want it to stick up maybe there. And then we're going to do a loop around the back. Okay, and I made a pretty big loop and it crisscrossed. You see that? Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing again. Crisscross again. Okay, oop, that's a little short. So what I'm going to do, take it off and try it again real quick. We have some people in our house today, so don't mind the noise. We have some people doing some windows outside, and it's definitely going to be exciting to get some of those things accomplished. So there we go. That looks pretty good. And so you can see how I crisscrossed it on the back. All right. And that's just the extra. If you need some extra stick at this point, I would take, oh, Snickers. He's sad. He doesn't get to go be with the people. He thinks everybody's here for him. So, all right, but I put a couple extra dimensionals on the back side to help it stick. Snickers, come here. Come here, bud. All right, and all I'm going to do is put this in the lower left corner. And that's how you finish your card. Pretty easy. So, go ahead and give that a try. Of course, if you don't have punches, you could simply cut out squares, little squares of this, and that would work too. Of course, the scallop punch adds some extra texture and makes it look really cool. But I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and enjoyed learning about ripping some paper and giving yourself some extra texture. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye!